So I decided to make a video to post on my YouTube channel that has 0 followers and will probably never be seen by anyone, because I am tomorrow going to launch, I guess, a campaign for some spoken word poetry that I put together that's dropped on Spotify and hasn't been listened to by anybody, presumably. And there's an off chance that somebody might navigate their way to my website, starchilddruid.com, and go from there to my YouTube and see this video. And so I am right now standing on a beach, walking on a beach, finding artifacts like this conglomeration of shells that have grown together, and I'm collecting them. And this is actually a spiritual practice that I'm engaged in. So it might seem strange to call it a spiritual practice. I'm not a marine biologist. I didn't really even have a particular interest in shells up until, I guess, maybe a few months ago. I started to notice them. But the way that I've come to understand my spirituality, so I have a basic Christian theological frame. And by that I mean that I believe that God's grace is the most important reality in the universe. And that, here's another one. Look at this. Oh. And that's unchanged. I continue to believe that crucifixion and resurrection are a fundamental cycle that happens in life, in the world, in my life specifically, and having those as metaphors for understanding the hardships that I deal with is extremely helpful to me. And that's going to continue to be the case. I continue to read the Bible, and actually write praise music based on what I find in the Psalms. I find that the Psalms are actually the most important book in the Bible, especially when we deal with their imperfection and the way that psalmists demonize their enemies and try to leverage their relationship with God as a way of feeling superior to the people who had hurt their feelings. Which is something that we have to accept being part of a book that we consider to be spiritually authoritative. That in the midst of that spiritual authority are words written by people who are being petty, and self-righteous and self-important and so forth. Look at this. Isn't this amazing? And so I've still got, those aspects of Christian theology or spirituality, but I've started engaging in a conversation with the universe, because part of what I found to be unhealthy about many forms of Christian spirituality is that it ends up becoming disembodied rationalism, especially for men like me, white men, particularly autistic white men, of a highly educated, middle upper class background. We think it's all about what we believe, our ideas, and that if we just believe the right things, if we have the right ideas, then everything else will fall into place. And that's bullshit. It doesn't work that way. What we need is to discover the grace that is actually a feeling in our bodies of being perfectly safe, and perfectly loved at all times. And so part of my collecting these shells and building a relationship with the universe, with the created order, which is also building a relationship with God, since each of these shells is a sacrament through which God expresses her love for me. And I said her, by the way, yes, you noticed that. When I do that, I'm entering into a state of deeper grace, a state of deeper safety and belonging, just like these shells. See, this is belonging. They're all sticking together. They're all coming together. I had a group of shells like this that I found on Monday. Today's Wednesday. And they were all sticking together. And the shells told me, we are the body of Christ. This is what it's like to live in harmony with others. And that's the way that I want to live. I want to be like a clam that's stuck to the other clams. And it's in this perfectly safe state of belonging. Even though I'm going to die and wash up on the shore one day. And, well, hopefully my body will be buried. Or I prefer that it be burned than buried, because I don't want to take up space. But to experience that perfect belonging of being part of a group of clams, a group of human flowers that are stuck together like that, it just seems amazing. And this is the harmony that God is always creating in our universe, bringing things together. This is what it means to be ministers of reconciliation. These clams are ministers of reconciliation. They're coming together. They're finding deeper harmony, deeper connection with each other. And that's how we're called to be. Not just individualists who come up with great arguments for the existence of God and post them on the internet, but clams who are seeking warmth and safety and coming together with other clams who are seeking the same purpose. And so that's probably good enough for this video. But if you like it, you can subscribe to my channel that has 0 subscribers. And maybe I'll generate some more content if it seems like it's going somewhere. Take care.